So Oda's done it again. Not only has he given us a chapter with a lot of things to talk about, he's also given us a lot of things to think about. I mean, reading this chapter made me question what I actually previously knew about the God Valley incident, because this is when we first get to see how it started to unfold. So, we first hit up Pirate Island, and all hell is breaking loose. Strangely enough, when I first read that, I thought something must be happening between Rodger and Rox, because last time they were up in each other's face, they were ready to attack, but instead it appears that Rodger's nowhere to be seen on the island. Instead it's just Rox and one dead guy being the Don. I have no idea who this guy is. Maybe this is why he's not really given so much of a backstory. He's just some random guy to me. What's really strange is why he's dead. Turns out he was protecting Shaki, and Shaki has actually been kidnapped. This sends shockwaves not just in Pirate Island, but apparently across the whole One Piece world. The stocks are going crazy. This was worse than when Trump was announcing his trade tariffs. The whole world in One Piece went to a halt. Two people who were also not very happy about this, Rox and Rodger. But after finding out that Shaki was taken to God Valley, they were quick in deciding to go straight after her, which was the exact moment when I started to realize that things weren't quite what they seemed. I mean, originally we thought that Rodger, Garp went to God Valley because Rox went to God Valley to destroy the world government, and then they had a battle, and then Rox were defeated. But no, it seems like Rox and Rodger had the same agenda when wanting to go to God Valley to save Shaki. However, later on, when Rox is heading to God Valley, he's stopped by Harold. But instead of fighting, Rox suggests that they go for a drink to talk things out. With drinks comes secrets. Rox tells Harold the secret behind his name. And see, this is something that I always found interesting, because ever since Katarina Devon approached Saturn and they were speaking, Katarina mentioned that Teach is special, and Saturn specifically named his bloodline. We know that when the world government calls a bloodline horrible, disgusting, that only means that that bloodline was against the world government. Rox tells Harold that he is a direct lineage of the great Davy Jones, but not Davy Jones, Davy D. Jones. That isn't the only secret that he tells Harold. Something that even his own crew doesn't know. He tells him that he's got a son and a wife, that he's hid back home to be safe with the rest of the Davy clan. His hometown? God Valley. Oda has changed the script. We once thought that Rox was a villain because, let's be real, his crew is comprised of villains. We have Shiki, we have Big Mom, we have Kaido. Yet, Rox has one of the most noblest reasons to go to God Valley. He says it in the chapter. He doesn't care what happens to him. He just wants to protect his wife and his son. As long as they're safe, he doesn't care. This is where I start to grow empathy for Rox. He tells Harold that he thinks his luck is about to run out. He asks Harold if he will join him on his noble quest and fight alongside him, brothers in arm. Harold, being a giant twat, says no, and instead decides that he's going to end Rox right there, right now, which I have to say is a big asshole move. I mean, think about it. These giants are meant to be warriors of pride. Where is your pride? Your once friend has one of the most noblest missions, to save his wife and son from being slaughtered by the world government, and he's asked your help to defend them, and what you've decided to do is nothing. Worse than nothing, actually. You've decided to help the world government by fighting Rox, which the battle starts to ensue on the giant ship. And I really hope, Rox sinks that ship, and that is where Harold dies. But unlike Harold, there is someone in this chapter with a heart. And that person is none other than Monkey D. Dragon, the cadet version. And you can really see him pausing and thinking really deeply about his morality and the morality of the Marines. I mean, he's working for the Marines, the right hand of justice, and yet the Marines are ordering him to shoot at civilians. How could they order him to do something like this to civilians? And you really start to see his face change shape when he meets a woman pleading with Cadet Dragon, pleading with him to save her kids. A mother who is bleeding out on the floor, and you can see the turmoil on this guy's face, questioning what is going on. And what's going on is simple. That woman is Garland's wife, or Garland's baby mama. See, this woman, she was rejoiced at the idea of Garland returning. And she was so happy that they could come together. He could meet the kids, the two twins, and they could live a happily ever after. But instead, Garland, the evil man we know him to be, decides to break her heart. He tells her that he's already found someone else, someone more suitable for his status. And then, if that wasn't bad enough, he decides to physically break her heart by stabbing her in front of the kids. And the guy didn't bat an eye, because all he cares about is his new wife, his prize. And the prize, Shaki. That is the reason why she was taken. She was taken to be one of the prizes alongside the devil fruits, which makes me think, what were we thinking originally? Rodger went there to save Shaki. Rox went there to save his wife and son, and Shaki. And Garp went there to fight Rodger, not Rox. That's all he cared about, Rodger. So, what actually happened in God Valley? And who was fighting who? Who teamed up with who? One thing we do know from the Kuma flashback is that Big Mom and Kaido were there for their own reasons. Specifically Big Mom, she just wanted the devil fruits. But the rest of the crew seems like they actually wanted to find Shaki. Anyway, let me know what you guys think what actually happens. Obviously we'll probably find out next week, but it'd be fun to read your comments down below.